Get up, you son of a bitch! Cause Pawn's drunk loves ya.
Let's go. Punch drunk. Boxing, let's go. Happy Hour Thursday, let's go. Come on. Come on. I'm hype. I'm lit.
Let me tell you what I need.
Oh.
Need money, don't need fame.
Let's go.
No beef, no 50, no game. I am the I keep it with all my might.
Come on. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, baby.
I don't even need no music. Uno, dos, tres. No music.
Let's go.
Let's get ready.
Let's go. You already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho, a.k.a. Café Bustelo, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all 2025 that heading to 2026 that this year is going to be an historic year in the sport of boxing. Historic year, already had a great introduction. Ladies first with Amanda Serrano, the 7th Division World Champion featherweight undisputed. You know, she led the way out there in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Amanda Serrano. She only need one more knockout to tie Christy Martin's record. La Boricua, La Reina. Arguably the greatest that ever laced them up. Shout out to Amanda Serrano. Then we had that big fight, ladies and gentlemen. We had that big fight. Madison Square Garden, Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Shakur Stevenson beat Teofimo Lopez. A lot of people say it was a masterclass performance. Became a 4-division world champion, 2-division lineal champion at the age of 28, and has the opportunity to go up a 1 division again. And I think that Shakur Stevenson should consider going up the division and facing Ryan Garcia, who just defeated Mario Barrios in the 147-pound division. Congratulations, Ryan Garcia. Became a world champion after 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But now I told y'all, I said, 2026, the 4 Kings is going to be going out on tour. 4 Kings, Fab Five, whatever you want to call it. And I know there's people that's going to be fans of these guys, not fans. It's a divided community when it comes to the Ryan Garcia, to the Shakur Stevenson, to the Devin Haney, to the Teofimo Lopez, to the Gervonta Tank Davis. But at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, these guys are the ones that setting the tone for this generation in America. Also, we're going to be talking about Jojo. Y'all already know, man. Teofimo USA Boxing. A lot of people been talking about the heavyweight boxing in America is dead, but Jojo, Iwanunge, however you want to pronounce it, damn it, he's going to take over the heavyweight division in the sport of boxing. Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Doing this thing out there in Bulgaria. Y'all know I got an eye for talent. You know I got an eye for talent. You know I follow the amateurs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Awinia. Shout out to Awinia, Jojo, Awinia, Joseph, Awinia. If you don't know, now you know. From Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to take over the sport of boxing. Yeah, if you don't know, hold on, let me tell you like this. This man is going to take over, ladies and gentlemen. He is like Larry Holmes and Evander Holyfield mix. This is going to be the future, ladies and gentlemen. USA Boxing, USA Heavyweight is back. I'm telling y'all, folks. I told y'all, look, I've been following the channel. I know sometimes it's too early. Y'all like, who this? Who that? What you talking about? What you talking about? Remember what I told y'all 7 years ago about Jerome Bruce Ennis? Remember I told you about Jerome? Hold on. Remember 7 years ago when I had Keyshawn Davis on Punch Drunk Boxing, you know, I was just starting off, you know what I'm saying? I only had like, 20 people looking on, 2 people looking on, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember when I had the interviews when I said that this is going to be the next, Y'all remember? Y'all remember when I was talking about Teofimo Lopez, the captain of the generation, the commander-in-chief? Remember when I did that video that I said that Teofimo Lopez is going to be the captain of the generation, the commander-in-chief, and the lieutenant is going to be Shakur Stevenson? Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Hold on. Y'all remember when I was talking about Kid Austin? When Kid Austin just got his, when I did an interview when Kid Austin just did, was making his pro debut? Y'all remember? So when I tell you I got an eye for talent, damn it, I got an eye for talent, ladies and gentlemen. And Jojo is going to be the next heavyweight great in America. Stay tuned. Only 18, ladies and gentlemen. Went to college at 13, ladies and gentlemen. His father used to fight as well. This guy got the goods. I'm telling you, folks. Pay attention right now, ladies and gentlemen. This man is the future. This man is going to carry the heavyweight division in America. He's a man-child, ladies and gentlemen, a man-child. He just moved up. A couple months ago. This man is a man-child, power in both hands, great footwork, great IQ. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people, hey, yo, shout out to the UK. You know, you've been holding it down, but Jojo gonna take over once he hits the scene. Jojo is gonna take over once he hit the mother effing scene. Let's go. If you don't know, now you know. Remember, believe in punch. Believe in punch. You know, got an eye for talent. Believe in punch. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like, smash the like. You already know this is brought to you by Golden Dra. Oh, yeah, baby. Happy Hour Thursday. What y'all drinking tonight? Woo! The best in the market. The best in the market. If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know. Woo! If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Ladies and gentlemen, again, shout out for the past weekend. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, being French on Crew de Jour. Shout out to Clarissa, a.k.a. Shanae Shields, a.k.a. Don't be mad at me. At the end of the day, I want to see a goddamn knockout anyway. Yeah. I don't give a damn what anybody say. I need to see a knockout. If you the GOAT, show me the GOAT. Show me the greatest of all time. Show me. I need something. I need to see something special. I don't need no 3 knockouts. 3 knockouts to GOAT. No. We seen Layla Ali knocking everybody else. We seen him in Toronto knocking everybody else. We seen Chrissy Martin knocking everybody. No, we need some power. I need to see something special. I need to see something special. Dub. One of the members of Punch on Boxing said Turkey doesn't want to see Haney fight anymore. Turkey wouldn't want to see Haney fight anymore. I don't think so. I think so. Yes, he want to see it, but he needs to see the matchup. He got the punk ass beat so bad by Shakur, so hell nah. He shouldn't get a title shot. He shouldn't get a title shot? Nah? You don't think he should get a title shot? Yeah, so there's going to be people out there. I'll put it on the poll. Does Teofimo Lopez deserve a title shot from Devin the Dream Haney right after his loss? But look who we was talking about this past weekend. Look who we talking about. We talking about Ryan Garcia, who just got a title shot after losing to Rolly Romero. You think the boxing world is unhappy? You think the boxing world just got worse? No, but I told y'all leading up to the fight with Mario Barrios that Ryan Garcia was going to win, and it's better for the sport of boxing. You know why? Because now Ryan Garcia is a belt holder. Guess what? Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia unification bout. Boom! Better than the first fight. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, everything coexisted. Everything is good. It's good. Matter of fact, Ryan Garcia not coming in and weight, all the drama in 2024, him popping for Oscar and stuff like that, all that is creating one of the biggest fight, or probably the biggest fight in America right now. But ladies and gentlemen, let's not get carried away, because if we're going to shame today with yesterday, that we always going to be like, hey, yo, man, these fighters got to be like back in the days. These fighters got to be like Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard and Hearns and Hagler and Frei Benitez. If you want fighters to be like back in the days, these guys was fighting each other when somebody lose, they fight right again. Didn't Roberto Duran? I mean, we love the Four Kings. Roberto Duran lost to Hagler, and the next fight was with Hearn. So that was a bad fight. You don't want to see Hagler versus Hearn? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And that's what I'm talking about, the hypocrisy, the contradiction in the sport of boxing today. The hypocrisy. Tio is not elite, then you're not a boxing fan. You don't know nothing about the sport of boxing. You can't tell me that a two-time lineal champion in the 100+ year sport of boxing, and now you're not, and now he not elite. And that's what's that's the issue with the sport of boxing with fans like this. Say straight away, I don't like Tio. That's all you gotta say. By saying that Tio's not elite, then Shakur ain't do shit. If Tio's not elite, then Shakur ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing special. He ain't do nothing special on January 31st. Stop shrinking fans. Be a fan of who you like. Like certain styles. Be heartbroken and be a beta male about, Tio said this and he said this about that, and say, I don't like the way Tio talk. In the end of the day, stop shrinking our sport and stop minimizing. The more you talk shit about one fighter and say he ain't shit, guess what? The fighter that beat him ain't shit either. Transcendent Sports in the building. What's good, man? Transcendent Sports in the building. He said he can't be any elite. And that's, you see, ladies and gentlemen, every single time we could talk about boxing, y'all. I just want to let y'all know, the people, when y'all come to Punch Run Boxing, and then there's certain people that be like, oh, yo, man, I don't like what the race talk. It always happens in my channel. It has to be somebody to comment about race. We 11 minutes in, nobody's talking about race. We talking about fighters. We talking about boxing. He can't be any elite black fighter, so stop saying, here we go with the race. Why always has to be that community? Why also has to be identified with the black race? So always come with the card. Always come with the race card. Why? Why we just can't say, hey, Tio can't beat Shakur Stevenson? Because Shakur Stevenson es boricua, my mind. He's Puerto Rico también. He's Puerto Rico también. All right. But stop. That's what I mean, bro. That's what I mean all the time, right? All the time. We talking about boxing. Here we go with it. Here we go with the race stuff. Here we go. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me, because I don't want the people to be hypocrites. Look. We always want to shame today's fighters with the past fighters. Let me see. Let me go to Roberto Duran, just so we could, because I think a lot of people is lit that Ryan Garcia is now a champion, which make a more of a lucrative fight for Devin Haney unification bout. Hold on. Hold on, give me a sec. This is Roberto Duran. He lost to Hagler. Next fight, he got Thomas Hearns. He lost to Hearns. And this is what I mean. Like, people always want to shame back in the days with today. So Teofimo Lopez lost to arguably could be the greatest fighter of this generation. Arguably could potentially be Shakur Stevenson. Teofimo Lopez lost to him. Now Tio calling out Devin the Dream Haney. Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? I spoke to Bill Haney. Bill Haney said that they are interested of a Teofimo Lopez fight, of course, if they can't lock in a Ryan Garcia unification. If they can't lock in a Keyshawn Davis, that a Teofimo Lopez fight is still lucrative. It's still a good fight. Both of these guys are still accomplished. One thing about Teofimo Lopez, whatever you like, whatever he lost to Shakur Stevenson, you don't take away everything that he accomplished, just like Devin Haney. You don't take away anything that he accomplished, just like Shakur Stevenson if he lose, just like Devonta Tank Davis, just like any other fighter, just like Manny Pacquiao, just like any other fighter that have accomplished something, just like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez lost to Terrence Buck Crawford, but that does not erase that Canelo Alvarez is a 4-division world champion, undisputed in the super middleweight division. That doesn't take anything. I think now fans like to say, because you lose, they look at it like, okay, you lose today, you lose everything you gain. No. Now, The good argument is, the respectable argument is, if I say, should Devin Haney give Teofimo Lopez a title shot? The proper argument is, if you say no, it should be like, no punch. You know why? Because Teofimo Lopez did not perform at the highest level versus Shakur Stevenson. And when Teofimo Lopez stated that he wouldn't fight Devin Haney after the Jose Ramirez was due to the performance of Devin Haney. He didn't perform. He didn't have momentum. That's what Teofimo Lopez said publicly. So the logical, if you're saying no, he should not, Devin Haney should not give Teofimo Lopez a title shot. That's what you should say. That's respectable. That's logical. No, Teo should not get a shot because because Teofimo Lopez put out the negotiations on August, and the excuse that Teofimo Lopez gave is that Devin Haney did not perform to the level of the people's expectation that he wouldn't fight him. Thus, because of his performance, Devin Haney could say the same thing. I won't fight Teofimo Lopez because of the performances. But let me tell you like this: the difference between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez is that Devin Haney doesn't care about the performances of his potential next opponent. Let me tell you something about the difference between, let's say, Teofimo Lopez have become more strategic in how, I don't want to fight Subriel Matias because the money is this and the pay-per-view is this and not free T. I don't want to fight Brian Numa Jr. Who is he? He hasn't done this and stuff like that. I want to fight Boots because if I beat Boots, I will get a 3-division lineal champion. I don't want to fight Devin Haney because you know what I'm saying? Devin Haney didn't perform to the level of his of expectation, and now he don't got no momentum. I don't want to fight. I'd rather fight Shakur. Devin Haney. Let me tell you something about Devin Haney, though. That whether people like it or not. Because I've been a critic of Devin Haney. Everybody knows that. Devin knows that. His father knows that. Everybody knows that in this community. But let me tell you something about Devin Haney. Devin Haney did not need to fight Vasily Lomachenko. Because remember, Devin Haney was in position to fight Vasily Lomachenko, in which the WBC said that they wouldn't mandate Vasily Lomachenko. Thus, of course, Lomachenko had the right to look for a Teofimo Lopez fight after Teofimo Lopez beat Richard Comey, and that is for the undisputed lightweight championship bout. And you already know the WBC tampered with the legacy of Loma and Teo. We understand that. But Devin Haney was ready to fight a Vasily Lomachenko. He didn't give him the opportunity. So guess what? Devin Haney kept on fighting. He got the remember email belt, in which he gained the email belt and trashed the email belt, in which he gained the WBC franchise, trashed the WBC franchise. You got to give a lot of credit to Devin Haney for doing so. But he didn't have to give Lomachenko an opportunity. See, Devin Haney is not emotional to not give somebody an opportunity because he's looking at his legacy. See, Devin Haney doesn't look at the ego. He doesn't make decision based off ego. Because I remember back then I said, Devin Haney don't need to give Vasily Lomachenko an opportunity because Lomachenko didn't give him an opportunity when he was a champion. But Devin Haney didn't care. He still gave an opportunity, and that was a risky opportunity because we already know that Devin Haney was already getting drained. In that second fight with George Kambosos, he was already drained. Remember, he was with the hoodie. He was drained the F out. But Devin still gave Lomachenko an opportunity to become an undisputed world champion when he didn't have to. Easily by an undisputed, Devin Haney would have moved up to the 140-pound division and been in mandatory position or get a world title shot in the 140-pound division just based off him being undisputed. He didn't need to fight Vasily Lomachenko. Yeah, he gave Lomachenko the opportunity because he was worried. He thought about his legacy. Me being Vasily Lomachenko is going to look good for my legacy. Forget about if it's going to look for Lomachenko. Forget about you. Forget about me. Forget about this. It's for his legacy. So do I think that Devin Haney will give Teofimo Lopez the opportunity, even though that Teofimo Lopez, August 2025, did not want to give Devin Haney an opportunity after his underwhelming victory in the way that he won versus Jose Ramirez, in which you heard Turkey Al-Sheikh said, no Tom and Jerry, right, motherfucker? I ain't tired of the Tom and Jerry. I want broken faces, broken skulls, no more Tom and Jerry in my time, right? Do you promise, Devin? Don't you give me Tom and Jerry. Yuri Shakur, don't give me. William Scott, don't you give me Tom and Jerry. And shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh. Shout out to Turkey Al-Shay for saying no Tom and Jerry. You know why? Because after Turkey Al-Shay says, no Tom and Jerry, motherfuckers. No Tom and Jerry. Devin Haney implemented some power versus Brian Norman Jr. Knocked him down. What was it, in the first or the second round? And then Shakur Stevenson, I know it was the versus electrician, but he stopped the electrician. Right? So got to give a lot of credit for Turkey Al-Shay for putting that mindset, no Tom and Jerry, right? I didn't give you motherfuckers too much money for this bullshit, right? I didn't want to be lifted off my feet. I want to cheer. I don't want my money to be significant. I don't want entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney's, all right, man, I got you, Turk. All right, watch this next fight with Brian Norman Jr. I got you. Shakur Stevenson, I got you. William Scott got knocked out in the last fight. William Scott was not going to get another opportunity with Turkey Al-Shay. You would come to my country. I'd give you the Canelo Alvarez, and this is what you do. I'd give you $40 million. Nobody who knows who's William Scott is. You are going to run in my time, in my country, with the prince looking on. You're going to embarrass me like that, you William Scott. You Cuban motherfucker. Run. You'll never get opportunity. Smash that like button, yo. Low Nose Boxing with the first super chat with the $5. Appreciate you, bro. He said, Bill already told me Devin gets no points at the moment for beating Teo. Teo needs a solid bounce back because his stock is down due to Teo's loss. That's what Bill said. Bill Haney told me something different. If Bill Haney changed his mind, they have the right to change their mind. But Bill told me I spoke to both sides. Bill told me that he's willing to make a Teofimo Lopez fight. I spoke to Keith Connolly after the fight. He said the easiest fight to make is the Devin Haney fight. Still a big fight, still a money fight. Both of these guys still going to get paid, and it's still a big money fight for this generation. He said the easiest fight to be made is with Devin Haney. And Bill Haney told me that. So both managers told me personally that that's the easiest fight to be made next. You know what I'm saying? And that's after the fight with Shakur Stevenson. That was not before. So I think that, and look, prior to the fight with Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, I spoke to Devin Haney that Friday. And I said, yo, you looking for the win of this fight? He said, yeah, I'll fight the winner of this fight. What about Ryan Garcia? You think you're going to fight the Ryan Garcia if he beats Mario Barry? He said, nah, I don't think so. They wasn't adamant. Devin or Bill was not adamant about Ryan Garcia right before the fight. I'm not saying they didn't want to fight him because, of course, Ryan Garcia did lose to Rolly Romero and he effed up the bag. He effed up the opportunity, right? So Devin Haney was ready to fight Ryan Garcia. But for whatever reason, remember, leading up to the Mario Barrios fight, Devin Haney was saying, Bill Haney said that the fight is not, he ain't doing VADA, so they're not going to fight him. I think the algorithm and the energy of the boxing fans was like, yo, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is time. Unification bout. Yo, this is the best scripted. This is the best fight to be made. Of course, Ryan Garcia called out Shakur. Shakur called out Ryan Garcia. I knew that the winner of Ryan Garcia versus Shakur Stevenson, I knew that the fight with Teofimo Lopez, the winner of Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson was going to have Ryan next. That's why I believe that Devin Haney wasn't talking too much about it, because I think that the whole industry within the ring and Turkey and all of them already had planned that the winner. Remember what Turkey said in the press conference in New York City months before the fight with Shakur and Teo, said that there's going to be a big fight in May for the winner, Shakur. And that's why you see Shakur talking about Ryan and Ryan talking about Shakur. Ryan was not talking about Devin Haney on Twitter, yes, but nothing was planned. Devin Haney would have been there that night, and he would have been the one that everybody was talking about. You understand what I'm trying to say? The industry, everybody in that circle from the zone ring, they knew that it was the next is Shakur and Ryan. It was not Ryan and Teo. So, I'm sorry, it was not Ryan and Devin. But now I think that they see that, the interest is all the way high. So now Bill is like, fuck the VADA. Fuck that. We want this shit. That's what everybody want. Let's get this. Because if that's what everybody want, that's when the money comes. That's what the second opportunity and the get back. Really, let's get it right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but remember, Bill was in Keyshawn Davis' face. They said we're going to fight next. Then after that, they was talking about Xander Zayas. Haney's was not talking about the potential Ryan Garcia next. So I think in the last several days is Ring what was it Mike Coppinger and other boxing content creators in which Bill has affiliation and good relations with. They pushing for it. They want it. They see the interest. Fuck it, we'll get Ryan Garcia right now. So all I'm saying is, if Devin Haney can't lock a unification bout, and I think that is the number one fight because of the storyline. That is the number one fight right now in America. Devin Haney and versus Ryan Garcia. If they can't lock that fight down, I will see I would think that Teo and the Devin is a good fight. See where Teo is at. If he could get right back into the rhythm of things and probably, perform better. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if it's a win or lose, I think the performance really was distasteful for a lot of boxing fans. There's a lot of fans that believe that Shakur was going to beat Teo. I had Teo beating Shakur Stevenson. If you would have told me that Shakur Stevenson was going to beat Teofimo Lopez in every round, I would have, if I was a betting man, I would have bet in my house, bro. I would have bet everything. I would have bet everything, bro. That's shocking, bro. I'm still shocked the way that Teo performed. Very, very shocked. And we're going to be talking about the back and forth IG, his response to somebody during his IG and thread. And we're going to be talking about what he means by it, what he means, and what do y'all feel about it? Because I don't think a lot of people feel good about it. But at the end of the day, we're going to be talking about the history of the sport of boxing. Also, we're going to be talking about Conor Benn signing with Dana White, Sufa. And what I've been trying to tell y'all for quite some time, but nobody want to listen to the drunk in the mic. Nobody will listen to Pontre Dronqueo Boxeo. Nobody want to listen to me when I said, how many times, ladies and gentlemen, please vouch for your boy, for the members, the real supporters. How many times throughout the year, almost 2 years, I said, Turkey Al Sheikh is going to snatch the rug underneath the promoters and the sanctioning bodies. I told y'all that Turkey Al Sheikh is Al Heyman with a turban. I told y'all. But the thing is, in this community, there's a community out here that hates, PBC and Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? There's a divided community. So every time I said that Turkey Al Sheikh has the blueprint of Al Heyman PBC, everybody was like, hell no, what you talking about? Turkey ain't no damn. I said Turkey Al Sheikh, Reha season, TKO. I said TKO is PBC on steroids. Did I make that video? Oh, yes, I did. Give me a second right here. Let me show some receipts. That's why for the people that follow Punch Drunk Boxing, you're always going to be ahead of the game. 9 out of 10 times, you're going to be ahead of the game. If we make prediction over fights, we don't know what's truly going to happen in the fight. But everything when it comes to the business side of things, hey, yo, you always going to be, if you rocking with Punch Drunk Boxing, your boy, if you're a member or whatever, you're going to be years ahead of everybody else. You're going to be years ahead of everybody else because I show what other people can't show. I'm going to tell you why. Put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you why. Even why Virgil is doing what he's doing. I'm going to tell you why. When Ryan Garcia is saying, I'm a free agent after the fight, and Oscar De La Hoya is saying, no, he got more fights. I'm going to show you that Ryan Garcia will play the same card as Virgil Ortiz, and he probably going to have every right to terminate that contract because only Punch Drunk Boxing is the only guy that shows you boxing contracts. So y'all could be educated. But every time I show it, the views go low. Y'all don't want to talk about it. Do y'all want me to educate? Do y'all want me to expose? Yes or no, the people in the chat right now. Do you want to know the truth? So when you go out there and debate, argue, have dialogues with boxing fans, you understand what's going on. So when I say, you know what, this Boots and Virgil is not going to happen right now. Ain't going to happen right now because Golden Boy Promotion need to do this and need to do that. Oh man, you don't want to see the fight. You remember when I was saying, hey yo, just get that Virgil and Earl Spence. That boots and Virgil ain't gonna happen right now. Oh man. Okay. He said, hell no. Nah. Okay. One thing I do is make my haters believers, because they're gonna take my information, go to the other channel, and say, oh, I know this, I know that. But you heard it right here on Punch on Boxing. Whether you like me or not. Whether you like me or not, you're gonna learn. Over here, you learn. Over here, we bug out, but you learn. This is the receipt. Look at the receipt right here. Hold on. Give me a second. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember this video? Look at the date. We almost a year. We are almost a year. March 6, 2025. This is the video I made. Y'all remember? Yo, Punch, you be wildin', yo. You be wildin', yo. Chill, man. Turkey ain't no damn Al Heyman PBC. Turkey. Okay. Remember this? Hold on. I got some receipts. Give me a second. Has done good things in the sport of boxing. And yeah, it seemed like Turkey Al Sheikh wanted to bring everybody together, everybody in harmony. Kumbaya. Yeah, bring them all together to crush them, and take them out of there. And put them all in the compactor. That's what he's trying to do. That's what I believe. What I told y'all. Folks. Nah, Punch, you be hating on Turkey. Nah, I don't hate on. It's not about hating on Turkey. I told y'all what's gonna happen. Hey, yo, if you a street kid, bro. If you a street kid, you handle in the street. If you a street dude, I'm gonna tell you like this. Boxing is run. Boxing is the gangster's playground. Boxing is mafioso. Boxing is the dirtiest sport there is. Boxing, you need to learn how to slither with the snakes and swim with the sharks. If you a street kid on the block and you see, oh, you within the game, or you've been in the game, looking how boxing move is the easiest shit to identify what's about to happen or what's going on. It's one thing I'm gonna say like this. If you from a big city, you from the hood, you from the street, you a street. I'm not talking about them dudes that be staying home guarded with their parents. I'm talking about street motherfuckers, street. You know what I'm saying? You have instincts. You could be in a spot. You could be in a spot, in a lounge, or in a bar. Because of your instinct and experience, you could be like, yo, this shit's about to pop off like in an hour. Anybody in the chat understand what I'm talking about? And you got that instinct. Maybe a lot of people from big cities, from the street, you know, whether you know New York City, Harlem, Wash Heights, Brooklyn, or you Chicago or LA. Like you could be in the spot because you a street motherfucker. You'd be like, something about to pop off like in an hour. I'm about to leave like in 30 minutes because this shit look like it's about something gonna happen. Just instincts. You can see the movement. You can see the crew. You can see people's. You can see it. You can see it from a mile away what's about to happen. Same shit I could see in boxing. Y'all remember in 2015, PBC was trying to make their own belt. Y'all remember? You think that Sufa just came by the sport of boxing today? Sufa been in boxing since over 10 years. They just got invested. I told you the Reha season and PBC is the same thing as a show. No. Yo, PBC already got a bunch of promoters just like Turkey Al Sheikh had a bunch of promoters. Just like PB, just like Al Heyman need to hook up with Golden Boy Promotion and Oscar De La Hoya. And what he do after that? Anybody? Y'all remember? When Al Heyman hooked up with Oscar De La Hoya, eventually, what happened? Anybody in the chat? I know y'all remember. What happened? This dude is still stuck on a prediction. And we talking something deep right here. This motherfucker still stuck in the prediction. Hey, my man, you picked Buster Douglas to beat Mike Tyson because you a genius. You fool. Huh? What happened? What happened with the Al Heyman and Golden Boy promotion? What happened after that? Anybody? All right, since everybody is slow in the chat, so we all know over 10 years ago, basically took all the fighters and Golden Boy promotions. From the Charlo, Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner, Porter, Thurman, Jacobs, everybody, except for Canelo. Canelo understood, right? Got PBC. Okay. Turkey. Got TKO. Right? Got the network deal. Got the network deal with the Zone. PBC got the network deal with Showtime, CBS. You know what I'm saying? Same shit. Swept all these fighters underneath Golden Boy Promotions. I said that Turkey, TKO, Dana White is PBC on steroids. What do you think is happening now? All these promoters thought that they was getting that easy money from Turkey. I was saying all money ain't good money for years. I've been saying all money ain't good money. All right. And I said, you know what? The smart one right now is Al Heyman, that he's not diving head over heels what was going on. He's not diving head over heels. These guys, Queensberry, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, Top Rank. You don't think that is a coincidence? Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our noggin together. You don't think that is a coincidence that Top Rank can't get a network deal? That Golden Boy Promotions can't secure the network deal with the Zone? That who else? Queensberry now is suing TKO, Turkey Al Sheikh. You don't think it's a coincidence? Man, Turkey Al Sheikh been playing chess. While these guys were sleeping on the wheel, thinking they're getting that easy money, easy percentage. Oh, shit, we don't got to flip our own bill. Our fighters are going to get paid this. We're going to get like 20% of it. Okay, shit. They got lazy. That's what happens. It's almost like when you with your children and you spoil them and you give them money and they forget what to do, clean their room, act right, do right, and stuff like that. These guys were sleeping on the wheel. The belt federations. Oh shit! Look at all these belts. Look, oh man, yeah. I'll do the Bavarian event before Mr. Turkey Al Sheikh. Remember the WBC blocked the Bavarian and Baturbiev, but with the money and the sanctioning fees. Okay, we do it. And Turkey Al Sheikh said, yes, every night we work together. We'd work together. Yes, we'd work together. Yes. Dana White prepared for this. They think I'm their friend. Dana White, get everything situated. Do you speak to Donald Trump? Do you speak to the attorneys and the legislations? Do you speak to the politician, everybody? Do you speak to Donald Trump, my friend? All right, Dana White, get everything prepared. We will do what we need to do. These stupid motherfuckers, money. You remember when I did that time when I said that Turkey Al Sheikh is a guy that's going to the club, to the strip club, and he's throwing money. He's the new baller. And all the girls are shaking their asses. You remember that? Y'all remember that? And a lot of people in this community were saying that Punch on Boxing was a hater. I told y'all, dudes. But people don't want to listen to the drunk with the mic because they think that this is lying to me. This is me telling me. It allows me to tell you the truth and ultimate truth with no filter. I told you. But I'm a drunk with a mic. And that's why. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why, y'all got to support your boy. Because the more truth I give y'all, the more I'm blackballed. Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, I know fighters that the promotional company have told them, don't do interviews with me. Ladies and gentlemen, I know more. They don't want to play around with Punch on Boxing. I know too much. Pero yo me hago como un loco. I ain't crazy. That's what it is. So, this guy is a nut. This guy is just a YouTuber. He's just a nut. He's a drunk. He's loud, obnoxious. And I said a long time ago, it's gonna be up to y'all. It's going to be, remember, women lie, men lie, numbers don't. The numbers is gonna keep me respected. It's up to y'all to show me love. Because when my truth comes out, motherfuckers, they can't stop this community. They can't stop the Punch Run Boxing Nation. All these media folks is walking on tippy toe, walking on eggshell. They don't want to keep it real. They can't say, you know what? Every time when I meet other boxing other boxing folks, media, they be like, yo, I'll be watching your shit. Yo, I wish I could say the shit that you say. Yo, you be saying some shit. Yo, you gotta chill though if you want doors to open. You know how many people in the industry have told me, yo, you're a real one. But if you want doors to open for you, you can't say a lot of the shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be burning bridges before you even build bridges. If you understand what I'm saying. Every time I'm out, every time there's at least one person, a media folks, somebody in the industry, a media a media personnel from the promotional company always tell me that shit. Every time I'm out, when I went to Dallas, when I went to Vegas, when I'm in New York, somebody, at least one person has to tell me that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I can't resist because the truth is also, the truth needs to be said. And the truth is okay. The truth is okay. The truth is okay. Fighters, I could help y'all out. Teofimo Lopez just needs to get out of here. Matter of fact, let's just keep on talking. Let's keep on talking. Hey, yo, what y'all drinking tonight? Y'all already know it's Happy Hour Thursday. So let me see. Let me bring some more receipts. Let me bring some more receipts. Okay. I told y'all this was gonna happen. Shout out to the platform that designed this, but this is what it is. Whose side are you on? I knew this was gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. This was the play. This was the play all along. This was the play all along. And ain't nothing these promoters could do because you took the money. You took the money. Checkmate. Turkey, Dana White won. And they know it. All the promoters know it. They, like, I'm gonna say it like this. Matchroom knows it. Shout out to Matchroom. I think that Eddie Hearn is one of the best promoters out there. But you know what? The reason why Turkey Out Shake, in my opinion, still fucks with Matchroom because it fucks with Matchroom. Punch Stop Capping. Damn, wow. This is what I get in this community. By keeping it real, here comes somebody that say punches cap. Eso me duele a mí. Eso me duele. Eso me duele a mí, ladies and gentlemen, de verdad. Eso me duele a mí. When I'm going out there on the limb saying the truth and Punch Stop Capping. You think that I need to cap for who? What cap is gonna do for me? Ice God, explain to me how cap is going to do for me. If the truth is the thing that gets me in trouble, tell me what I'm capping about. What I'm capping about. This is the disrespect that I get over here. That when I come over here and tell the truth, what I'm capping about. Talk to me what I'm capping about. Huh? That I didn't say that Turkey Out Shake was gonna snatch the rug underneath these promoters and sanctioning bodies for 2 years? Huh? What am I capping about? Damn it, what I'm capping about? He said, I'm saying you should stop because this situation is nonsense. It's that simple. What situation are you talking about, my brother? What situation are you talking about? What situation are you talking about? What situation are you talking about? Talk to me, Ice God. I like to communicate. What situation? What situation I'm capping about? What situation? The Sufa situation? Come on, man. Come on. I'm letting y'all know what's about to happen. I'm letting y'all know what's about to happen. You know why? Let's punch run boxing. Let's punch run boxing educate. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. When y'all hear Ryan Garcia, see him at punch run boxing. This is punch run boxing. I let y'all know the truth. Here we go. Let me give y'all something. Watch when the boxing, when I post this shit up, people be like, wow, how the fuck don't do that? Hold on. Give me a second. I got you right here. They don't respect me. They're gonna respect me today. They're gonna respect me today. People gonna respect me today. People gonna respect me today. Give me a second. People gonna respect me today. Give me a second. Got you right here. All right. Give me a second. All right. Read this. You only get it from Punch Drunk Boxing. Check this out, folks. This how you call a modern day which I'm not gonna say slave contract. This is how when you become a world champion, it's automatically extended, and that's why certain fighters may not want to be a champion. Certain fighters may lose in the championship bout because they don't want their contract to be extended. Listen up. In a contract, you're going to read this. If during the term of this agreement, fighters shall be recognized as a world champion by either the World Boxing Association, WBA, WBC, the IBF, and the WBO, the parties will agree that the terms and the condition of this agreement shall be governed and a relevant part of the championship period. Provisions set forth below and the duration and term of this agreement shall also be extended in accordance therewith. A championship period shall commence on the day fighter is first recognized as the world champion and shall continue for the period of either 2 years or completion fighters of 4 title defenses. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Garcia just won a world title, right? Ryan Garcia just won a world title. Ryan Garcia is probably saying, damn, man, I want to get out of this contract. I'm going to be a free agent. Not so fast. You just won a world title. So when Oscar De La Hoya is saying, no, Ryan Garcia, he got several fights with us. You win a world title. But how can Ryan Garcia get out of this contract? Well, the same way that Virgil Ortiz is trying to get out of the contract. You want to know? You want to be educated about this? This is an official contract that I'm showing y'all. This is the traditional official contract. You're only going to get it from Punch Run Boxing because nobody else is going to show it to y'all. I'm going to show you how. Give me a second. I'm going to show you how. Give me a sec. One section of the contract says, fighter hereby acknowledges that the promoter may enter into a single bout, multi-bout, and multi-year contract with a broadcaster, or broadcaster and relies on this contract agrees to the same, and agrees to execute any necessary contracts or ratification to facilitate same so long as these contracts or ratification are not inconsistent with this agreement. Nothing here shall prevent the promoter from engaging in promoting activities for any other promotional boxer, including professional boxer, in the same weight class as the fighters. Thus, when they was going through their situation with Virgil Ortiz, they haven't locked a promotional deal, but still, Oscar De La Hoya Golden Boy Promotion could still make a deal with Honor Barbosa going to be fighting in March, and still could be working a deal with Ryan Garcia. They're going to be fighting that for Mario Barrios. I could still dabble with that. At the end of the day, if you understand the hearing, is that the zone is not going to give Golden Boy Promotion a network, an exclusive network deal. If they don't have an exclusive network deal, then these fighters like Virgil Ortiz and Ryan Garcia says, you know what? There's a breach of contract. You don't have a network deal. I gotta go. So when Ryan Garcia is saying, I'm a free agent, sort of, he's going to do the same thing that Virgil is doing. Why isn't Oscar Golden Boy Promotions getting a network deal? That's a way that these fighters there's a breach of contract. They leave and go to Sufa or do independent work with Turkey Al Sheikh. It's chess, ladies and gentlemen. It's chess. Turkey is going to win no matter what. You see a lot of these fighters are signing. A lot of these fighters. I'm going to say it like this. There's a lot of breach of contracts that y'all not hearing about in the sport of boxing. That's why you see these guys going left and right to Sufa. You know what I'm saying? So let me teach y'all something. Also, y'all can understand the sport of boxing. Let me see if I got you right here. Let me teach you how also by becoming a world champion, it automatically extends. You're only gonna get this shit from Punch Drunk Boxing. Nobody else in this community gonna give it to y'all. Nobody got this information like your boy. If during the term a fighter competes in a bout for a world championship title sanctioned by either the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, or successors thereto, then subject to Section 2C from the contract, the term hereon shall automatically extend for 12 months. B, additionally, if during the term a fighter becomes one of the 5 highest rated contenders for the championship sanctioned by either the WBC, you already know, subject to section, the term hereon shall automatically extend for 24 months. When people talking about slave contracts, this is what they really like talk about. Damn, bro, if I'm ranked high, damn, I'm extended automatically. Damn, if I win a world title, damn, I'm extended automatically. Let me tell you like this. Some fighters lose because they don't want to extend their contract. So when you hear fighters also within those contracts, let me teach you something about. Let me see if I don't want to go too, man. Let me see if I got you right here. When somebody want to leave their contracts and you see fighters say, do stupid things, peep this. How other ways to get out of your boxing contract? You remember when you hear Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez saying crazy stuff? Gervonta Tan Davis doing stupid stuff, right? Don't think that this is not planned. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you, for example, Teofimo Lopez wanted to get out of his contract with Top Rank. Ryan Garcia wanted to get out of his contract with Golden Boy Promotions. I'm going to give you an example. How do you terminate your contract and how a promotional company could terminate that contract? Peep this. If a fighter commits or indicted for a convicted of committing a criminal act or offense under any federal, state, or local law, promoter is in sole discretion in addition to any other rights promoter may have. A law or equity shall have the right to terminate this agreement without any further obligation to fighter. If a fighter commits an unethical or immoral act or engages in any bad conduct, promoter in his sole discretion may terminate the agreement. Promoter has the option to terminate this agreement. Hold on. Calling you. Hold on. Anytime for cause or without cause. So, when you see Ryan Garcia saying for example, all the Muslims and all that are pedos and rapists and LGBTQ and all that crazy stuff, they're baiting the promotional company to terminate the contract because they got network deals, right? So when you hear these fighters say crazy stuff, don't think they saying crazy stuff just to say crazy stuff. They doing it with a purpose. It's to terminate the contract. So I'm just letting y'all know. Other people ain't going to tell y'all. I know the people that's looking on, the fighters that's looking on, or the managers or the promoters looking on, be like, yo, damn, punch is fucking punch, you know what the fuck he talking about. I know, because they hit me up. Now, let's talk about Ryan Garcia next fight. Ryan Garcia has a lot of options, but not only Ryan Garcia. All these guys got a lot of options, right? Oh, matter of fact, let's talk about this. Matter of fact, before we jump into the Ryan Garcia situation, let's talk about the interaction that Teofimo Lopez had on his IG with a guy named Fisher. This guy says, horrible fight against Shakur. Looks like he was 10 levels above. Teofimo Lopez replied, all designed, happy to make it look the way I needed it to look. What is Teofimo Lopez talking about? The question now is, and Shakur Stevenson had retweeted this in his Twitter account. Certain boxing content creators already talking about it. I made a short video about it. Is Teofimo Lopez indicating that he took a dive? Is Teofimo Lopez indicating that it was by design, that him and Shakur had a deal that Shakur needed to win in the fashion that he won? Is Teofimo Lopez, or did Teofimo Lopez got threatened by Shakur Stevenson's team? We heard things like that before. Let's not forget about the Kid Austin situation. That shit was crazy. Did Teofimo Lopez get threatened to throw the fight? What is Teofimo Lopez, in your estimation, what do you think Teofimo Lopez is talking about? Teo said to the guy, all designed, happy to make it look the way I needed it to look. Now, this could be detrimental to Teofimo Lopez moving forward, or people could push this to the side, just like every other bizarre comments any other fighter has made, or any other bizarre actions that any other fighters has done or made, because this is the sport of boxing and nobody take it to heart. We've seen fighters say the craziest things. We've seen fighters do the craziest things. Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, say it like this, man. Mike Tyson's my favorite fighter. He was a convicted rapist. Even I don't believe that Mike Tyson actually did it. But shit, I was praying for Michael Jackson to come out of jail so he could entertain me. I didn't give a damn about no Desiree Washington. Hey, yo, the Gervonta St. Davis had an accident and stuff like that. Rumor has said that when he hit his car, he crashed his car, it was what a pregnant woman was there, whatever, stuff like that. Let's be real, let's be honest. The boxing world didn't care, because we wanted to see Gervonta St. Davis back in the ring. And once he got back in the ring, it was a sellout crowd. We didn't give a damn that Gervonta St. Davis manhandled his baby mama in front of 18,000 in the arena, in the Pac Arena, basketball arena. The next time he performed, it was sold out, and half of the shit was bitches. We don't care in the sport of boxing. We don't care if you sniff coke. We don't care if you drink. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we don't even give a damn if you pop dirty like Ryan Garcia. He got the benefit of the doubt over Devin the Dream Haney. We didn't even give a damn. In the sport of boxing, you could say the craziest shit. You could do the craziest shit. Say the craziest shit. We do not hold boxers to a certain standard like we hold other athletes. We don't look at fighters, to be honest, like pure 100% human. We look at them like roosters and chickens and pit bulls. Just fight, entertain me. I don't give a damn what you say, what you do outside of the ring. I want to see you fight. I want to be entertained. I don't give a damn if you physically hurt or mentally weak. I don't give a damn. Fight. And that's why I think a boxer is the freest athlete in the world. Can you imagine if T.O., Ryan, and a lot of people say what they say? Imagine they was in the NFL or NBA. They wouldn't even have a career. But in boxing, it's a wild, wild west. It's a wild, wild west, and when it comes to the business side of it, it's a wild, wild west. While you in fighting, there's a lot of politics, corruption. The fans always argue about, hey, yo, man, the judges is corrupted, yo. The judges is robbery. It's robbing the fight, bro. It's the wild, wild west. Do you think, looking at the performance, was it a Shakur Stevenson whoop T.O. masterclass performance, or you was like, damn, what happened to T.O.? Why is T.O. not doing this? This approach from T.O. is kind of strange. Do you honestly was looking at the fight? Let's be real, let's be honest. Did you honestly was looking at the fight? Because I was in the garden. I'm like, what the fuck is happening to T.O.? The people around me is like, yo, why T.O. ain't even doing nothing? What happened to athleticism? What he's doing? Like, he ain't even trying to win. Everybody around me. After the next day or the same night or the next morning, when everybody was talking about what Teofimo Lopez Sr. was saying in the corner, he was saying, where's your power, bro? You gonna hate yourself in the tomorrow morning. He was trying to urge his son in a very boisterous way, like, yo, and a lot of people were saying, yo, he ain't giving an instruction, but nobody knows his son quite like Senior. Nobody knows nobody's son like their father, like a devoted father. I told Teofimo Lopez myself after the fight, I said, yo, you just look like you was out of it, like you wanted to get it over with, like you didn't care. I told Teo straight up. I was with T.O. after the fight. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, everybody left T.O. alone. That's not true. I mean, there wasn't the type amount of people that when he wins, he wasn't alone. But when he won, the same spot was all packed up. When he lost, shit, cut that shit by 80%. He was not alone, but it was nothing like when he won. Let's not forget, this was Teofimo Lopez said. I was with T.O. after the fight. Let me remind y'all what he said and why T.O. is my guy, and we have, you know what I'm saying, a respectable friendship and all that stuff, and he respects me because I keep it like this.
Fighters that we've ever seen in and out the ring, inspiration. And I actually told myself doing this career, I told myself that I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted that. I want to be the double greatest. And I think it's moments like this. You got to take some on the chin so that it doesn't define that you're a quitter. It just shows that what more can you do. Inspires everybody in the world. And I'm only 28, so I still got a lot more in the tank, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Punch drunk, always talks the realest, no matter what. I don't ever take it personal, ever. So you say what you gotta say, your hard facts on tonight, what you saw, because that's one thing that I like is that it's authentic and he keeps it thorough, but then most importantly, he's not biased. He's not biased. Yeah, he picks his sides for sure, as we all. But he's not biased when it comes to it. All right, who was the winner and who wasn't? Yeah. That I like. That I like a lot.
Appreciate it.
And who was the winner and who wasn't? That I like. That I like a lot. Appreciate
it. So I kept it real after the fight, and I'm keeping it real throughout the lives and the commentary and stuff. I rock with Teofimo Lopez, win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? I want him to do well in and out the ring. I always support his dad. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez Sr. Hope you doing your thing. Hope you getting back to the senior that everybody knows. Get healthy, my brother. I'm with you. I support you. I don't give a damn what these other boxing fans say. But I'm gonna keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively when it's time to talk about the sport of boxing and stuff like that. I rock with Teofimo Lopez, win, lose, or draw. Shout out to Mama Lopez. Shout out to the sister. Shout out to the whole family. Shout out to little Tio. Shout out to everybody. But that's why we have that relation. I don't got no hair on my tongue. We just keep it real. I'm from New York City. We keep it real. If I can't keep it real, I mean, you then people won't allow me to be a friend. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out, Caesar. Going on the air of the super chatty parike. Cut it out already, bro. Shakur did not rock Bukel Days him or Ryan Garcia him. It was one job, and he won on points. That's it. It was not electrifying performance by Shakur, bro. No, it was not electrifying performance, but it entails that it was a masterclass. Good looking out, Caesar. It was a class performance. Do I believe that it was the greatness of Shakur Stevenson? I got to be honest with y'all. I think it was that, but I think that Tio made him look greater than what he is. I don't think that was Teofimo Lopez 100%. I don't think that Teofimo Lopez wanted to win. I don't think that Teofimo Lopez tried to win. That's just my opinion. All credit to Shakur Stevenson for taking advantage of what Teofimo Lopez didn't want. But if you're telling me that I've been following these guys since the amateurs, that was Tio? Nah, I'm not stupid either. I'm not stupid either. Now, Shakur Stevenson says something that even Teofimo Lopez Sr. said. He said that the weakest part of Tio is mental. So, in the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson took advantage of that. And what they say, 80% of the things is mental, right? A lot of athletes like to say 80% is mental, 20% is physical. Shakur Stevenson took advantage of the weakness of Teofimo Lopez. And that's, you got to give 100%, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Now, with this comment, now we have to be real. We have to be real about this comment, because this comment is unfortunate. This feeling, this energy is unfortunate, because now, if it's all by design, happy to make it look the way I needed it to look, how can Tio fans or boxing fans trust Teofimo Lopez moving on to the next bout? How can people trust Tio in betting that he's going to win? Because see, this right here could be very detrimental to his career, to himself, to his fans, to the boxing fans. If this is an indication, got to keep it on, I'm bossy logically and objectively, if this is an indication that you're throwing a fight, how do you expect any boxing entity, promoter, network, fans to stand behind you, to stand alongside with you, to invest in you? This is a very, in my opinion, very dangerous thought process, mental. This is, in my opinion, this could be worse than any other shit that probably a lot of people say that they don't like, a lot of shit that Teofimo Lopez be saying. Oh, you know what I'm saying? The racial undertones, all the way. This may be so detrimental. He said, Punch, stop capping. You know, Tio is a for saying that next topic. He's saying, once again, Ice God saying, stop capping. Yo, my brother, I'm going to ask you one more time. What am I capping about? I said that this could be the most detrimental shift for Teofimo Lopez. And this guy goes, once again, Punch, stop capping. I'm going to ask you one more time. What am I capping about? I'm going to just block the shit out of you, bro. I don't know. Sometimes people come to my channel, or do they have me on mute? Look at the title and write and type. I'm going to give you 10 seconds, my brother. Tell me, what am I capping about? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. I'll put you like in timeout. I'll put you in timeout. I want, if you're gonna come over here and talk shit to me, you better back the shit up. That's all I'm saying. Anybody. You don't agree with me? Fuck it. But you're gonna have to back your shit up, and especially when I pull your card out. Y'all bugger what? Again. So I believe now this ain't a good look. If he's saying, oh, I took a dive, I took a loss, I wanted to lose. What did that does for the people that invest in Tio? What about the people that's training Tio? What are people that risk their time and risk their lives to get Tio in preparation for a fight? What about his manager? What about the fans? What about the network? What about the promoters? What about everybody that win, lose, or draw? One of the things that boxing fans admire, whether they're a fan of that particular fighter or not, is effort. Like I said the other day, I said people are not mad at Jamel Charlo, who I support as well. I support Jamel Charlo, but people are not mad at Jamel Charlo for losing to Canelo Alvarez. People are mad at Jamel Charlo because they identify that he didn't go all out, that we know his potential, and at least do what your potential entails. So a lot of people felt like he just went out there, try to survive, and take a payday. The fans identify when you don't go all out. That's one of the things that the boxing fans understand, whether they're a fan of yours or not, is effort. Don't cheat them out of their time. Don't cheat them out of their ticket, their traveling, their entertainment. You understand what I'm saying? Dave Fernandez in the building with the $10 super chatty potty cake. Good looking out. He said, punch. That what I said a while back on one of your lives. He took a dive. Tio doesn't fight like that. Ladies and gentlemen, do you believe that? Good looking out. Appreciate you, Dave Fernandez, one of the members of Punch Drunk Boxing, man. Appreciate you, bro. Do you believe that Tio took a dive? Because if Tio did take a dive and you believe that, how can people trust Tio? And Tio may have to answer that question. Tio may have to answer that type of question. Maybe it was trash talk. Maybe he's going to have to clarify that because Shakur Stevenson already retweeted that. So a lot of people now looking at it because Shakur Stevenson retweeted that. I think that shit would have been under the radar, but because Shakur Stevenson and then now other channels picked it up and all of that, now he's going to have to answer to the question, did you take a dive based on this comment? Did you throw the fight? Because if you did, how can anybody now trust? Is the worst thing for a fighter. Is the worst thing. Tavon said, no, I believe he's saying something like he can still be a top guy. Nah, I just got beat by better. It does that you would think. I mean, look, I don't think that Tio went all out. Nah, I don't believe he took a dive. Baloo said, I don't think he took a dive. Shakur beat from pillar to nah, that's not a beating from pillar to post. Pillar to post was Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Let's be real, let's be honest. Let's not over exaggerate what happened. You know what I'm saying, Luke? Let's just be real. He just jabbed. You could say just jab him all night. Let's be real, let's be honest. Pillar to post is Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, the second fight. That's pillar to post. Pillar to post is Ryan Garcia versus Devin the Dream Haney. That's pillar to post. Let's not, because if that's pillar to post, then what the fuck did Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder in that second fight? What did Bud Crawford did to Earl Spence? That's pillar to post, my brother. That is just, I just jabbed. That's all Shakur needed to do. Shakur didn't need anything else. Just jab. And I don't think that Teofimo is that simple to beat. Fight Fury Films, con 90 pesos. Said even Jermaine Ortiz looked like he didn't give his best. I think that Jermaine Ortiz, I always said something about Jermaine Ortiz. I think Jermaine Ortiz got all the skills. I think Jermaine Ortiz is very good in every, I'm not saying he's great. He's very good in almost everything. Movement, defense, punch selection. Jermaine Ortiz should be better than what he is. I just don't feel that his game planning is good. I don't know if it's the corner. I don't know if there's instructions. I don't know. But I believe that Jermaine Ortiz even got more skills than Mario Barrios. I think that Jermaine Ortiz got just as much skills as Lamar Roach. His skill set is good. I just don't understand how he's just not as good. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he got all the skills. I'm not going to say he doesn't have heart. It's just weird with all that skills that you can't put it all together with game plan and IQ, all that, and just execute. I don't know. I think that's what it is. He just doesn't have no hunger. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't have no hunger. So now it's like when we talk. So Devin, look, if Teo, I'm gonna say this: if Teo has the same mindset of what he said, look, I'm gonna say it like this: if Teo has the same mindset to what he typed here, him fighting Devin Haney right now won't be the answer. Now, if Teo how you say it, reinvent himself, because to be honest, right now, the takeover thing meant that is not the takeover mentality. That is not what the fans are invested of, the takeover mentality. Now you have to reinvent yourself now. Is he going to be mentally prepared for Devin Haney? Not physically. Teofimo Lopez is always in physical shape. That's not an issue for Teofimo Lopez. IQ is not an issue for Teofimo Lopez. Mental is the issue. And if you're not going 100% mentally ready to fight, to win, to reign, and be in that elite status, and be an elite fighter, walk around like an elite fighter, be elite, represent yourself in the sport of boxing as an elite fighter, and be ready for everything that comes with being a celebrity, an elite fighter, and with the good, the bad, the critic, and the praise. If you're not mentally strong for that, then you have to reevaluate if you're ready to go into another huge fight versus Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or any other big fight. Because in my opinion, it was mental. And you're right. Teo said he looks better when he fight elite fighters. What happened? Still don't understand. I believe in the end of the day that a Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez is a fight that needs to take place. Almost like when a lot of people like to write Gervonta Tank Davis off. Tank comes back. I want to see him. I want to see Tank in the mix. Why not? This is our era. Forget about the past. This is our era. And I want the fights that we've been wanting to see. I want to see Virgil Ortiz versus Boots. I want to see Teo versus Tank. I want to see Teo versus Ryan. I want to see Teo versus Haney. I want to see Haney versus Ryan again. I want to see Haney versus Shakur. I want to see Shakur versus Ryan. I want to see Shakur versus Tank. I don't give a damn what anybody. I don't give a damn what fan base, who you love, who you hate. In this era, all those fights needs to take place. In this era, all those fights needs to take place. I don't know if there's boxing fans that think that every fighter is going to be undefeated. Oh man, I don't give a damn. All those fights needs to take place. Is the reason why we always love the Roberto Duran, Hagler, Hearns, Hagler. Roberto Duran lost to almost all these guys. The only one that Roberto Duran beat was Leonard. Good looking out with a $5 super chat. He said, yo, did Kelly take Bakram belt, or was that boxing politics that took Bakram belt? I think that Kelly beat him. You know what I'm saying? Bakram was rallying up, but I think that Kelly beat him. I knew that Josh Kelly was going to win. I think Bakram was overrated, in my opinion. I think that people overrated Tim Tszyu so much. I think that Tim Tszyu of this era been the most overrated fighter. That by beating Tim Tszyu, everybody think that whoever beats Tim Tszyu becomes the dangerous fighter in that division. Fundura beat Tim Tszyu. He lost to Brian Mendoza. Bakram beat Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu struggled with Garcia. Why? And I remember when people were saying that after Jamel Charlo become undisputed, that Jamel Charlo scared of Tim Tszyu. I did a poll and people said that Tim Tszyu was already better than Jamel Charlo when he became an undisputed. I said, this Tim Tszyu hype. Tim Tszyu was the most hyped fighter I've ever seen in this era. He could be anybody without doing nothing. So I think Bakram became this boogeyman because he beat Tim Tszyu. I said Josh Kelly. I said Bakram only got a left hook. He don't got a jab. He don't got nothing. He don't got footwork. He got nothing. He is not your traditional Russian fighter that been through the amateur and beating everybody in the amateurs and went around the world. I said that to people. He's not Bivol. He's not Baturbiev. You know what I'm saying? That was going through all around the world winning tournaments. Bakram didn't have a long amateur background. He only fought in little tournaments in Russia. You know what I'm saying? So I already knew that Josh Kelly was gonna outbox him. Tio, MSG disappointed in loss per dive is worse. Lou with the $2 super chat. He said, yeah, man, he did. He disappointed. You know what I'm saying? His approach, his effort. I think deep down inside, he knows it. Whatever point maybe he was trying to prove to somebody, whoever, it was in the wrong time. I think the stage was set for Teofimo Lopez to truly take over. Because let me tell you like this. If Teofimo Lopez beat Devin Haney and fights Devin Haney, let's say Teofimo Lopez fight Devin Haney and beat Devin Haney, they still will look at Shakur Stevenson as the guy. Because at the time that Teofimo Lopez fought Shakur Stevenson was elevating the pound for pound list higher than Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis. That was your opportunity to take over. The stage was set for Teo to take over. And whether Shakur beat him without the illusion of the dive or the throwing the fight, anybody that want to be the best now in this era has to go through Shakur. And if Teo would have beat Shakur when the stage was set for you to take over, it don't matter if Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia was going to fight again. Whoever wins, they still have to beat you. Tank will have to beat you. Shakur will have to beat you. Shakur is the man today until somebody beats Shakur. It doesn't matter if Tank fights of Devin and beats Devin. It doesn't matter if the rematch, if Devin beats Ryan. It doesn't matter if Devin beats Teo now. It doesn't matter if Ryan beats Teo. The man now is Shakur Stevenson, because timing is everything. It's at the time. At the time that you fight, at the time that you win, at the time that you beat. You know what I'm saying? Shakur now is the guy to beat. Fight Fury Films, Colombian peso. God bless you, my brother, with the super chat says, the real question now is, can Teo get his third lineal belt at 147? He's going to go through. He's going to have to beat the winner of Haney and Ryan Garcia. If he goes out there and fight Ryan, if he goes out there and beat Devin, that still won't be for the lineal. If he goes out there and fight Ryan Garcia next and beat Ryan Garcia, it won't be for the lineal. He will still have to go through Devin. And even if he beats Devin, he would still have to get his get back with Shakur. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, the man to beat is Shakur. That's it. That is it for this era. He's leading the way. He's a 4th division world champion, 2 division lineal champion. That's it. That's it. If Devin beats Ryan, they're not going to put Devin over the pound for pound list over Shakur. Nope. Then it would be Devin versus Shakur. But I don't think also that Ryan Garcia should go to the 140-pound division to beat and good looking out and Fight Fury Films. I appreciate you, my brother. Again, I think that Teo would have to beat Ryan and Devin, or Devin and then Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Got to unify the world titles in that division. I think they could get the lineal title without Crocker. I think Crocker. I don't know if is it Crocker? Is he in 147? Whatever. I think he could do it without him. Teo can beat Rolly. Oh, Rolly. I think they could do it without Rolly as well. But see, even Rolly beat Ryan Garcia. So still you have to beat Ryan and have to beat Devin to get the lineal championship belt. I think that Rolly Romero should be unified with Crocker and put himself in a better situation and stuff like that. Teo beats Crocker. I think so. I think that look, I think all these guys is in position. That's the beauty about now. All these guys in position, win, lose, or draw. All these guys in position. Devin Haney can fight Ryan Garcia. Who you think wins that fight, ladies and gentlemen? Who you think wins that rematch? Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. I think that Ryan still wins. You know, I think these guys know each other very, very well. I don't think they will fight anything different, in my opinion. I don't think this is necessarily an indication of who is better. You know what I'm saying? Because look, Forrest is the better fighter, even though that Ricardo Mayorga beat him twice. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could get your number. Somebody has your number. You know, I think that, in my opinion, Oscar De La Hoya is better than Shane Mosley, but Shane Mosley beat him, right? But in my opinion, Oscar De La Hoya was better. In my opinion, Oscar De La Hoya is a better fighter than Shane, but Shane beat him. But that's just my opinion. So I don't even think that just because you beat somebody, you a better fighter than them. You may have their number. You may be the better man that day. Look, McBride beat Mike Tyson. Do I think that McBride is better than Mike Tyson? No, I don't. I don't think he's an overall better fighter. I don't. But that's debatable. Lennox Lewis beat Mike Tyson, but I don't believe when Mike Tyson in his heyday, Lennox Lewis was nowhere to be found. When Mike Tyson is 19, 20, and they're around the same age. I don't think that Lennox is a better fighter than Mike Tyson, but he stopped Mike Tyson. If you understand what I'm trying to say. George Camboso beat Teo. I don't think that George Camboso is a better fighter than Teo. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, certain fighters could beat somebody and lose to somebody, but that doesn't mean necessarily they're the better fighter, you know. But I knew that Ryan Garcia, I always said that Ryan Garcia got a good right hand, and people were saying that he just got a left hook. Nah. Ryan Garcia is a 15-time national champion, bro. He beat Devin Haney 3 times. Devin Haney beat him 3 times in the amateurs and the pros. You know, Ryan Garcia got his number right now. How to agree. Good looking out. Dave Fernandez with the $10 super chat says, have to agree. Shakur is one of the best. Just don't agree on how they put him on the pound for pound list. Number 3, when Teo wasn't on there, because I think that the ring panelist just doesn't like Teo. You know what I'm saying? And this is and look, just as much as boxing content creators have their favorites and bias and emotional towards one fighter, they could hate one fighter, they could love one fighter. A lot of these media folks, remember, they got the power of the pen to put people in the Hall of Fame, put people in the pound for pound list. I think that Teofimo Lopez, the things that he have said, has become a fighter that a lot of people in the industry just doesn't like anymore. You know what I'm saying? I know Teo is my guy, but I've heard him. I remember when I used to hear a lot of people, trainers, media folk, a bunch of people used to love Teo. You know, they looked at Teo like a big kid. Great attitude, was fun. You looked like he was just having fun. And his father did all the talking. Everybody didn't like Teo Sr., but everybody loved Teo. And then when Teofimo Lopez started talking, everywhere I go, they'd be like, yo, your boy this, your boy that. Like, people didn't like. Showtime people didn't like Teo because he was talking shit about Showtime. The Zone people. I remember when Eddie Hearn in the beginning used to love Teo, and then Teo blamed it on Eddie Hearn for losing to George Camboso, and Eddie Hearn started dislike. The only person that really liked Teo was Oscar De La Hoya. But even top-ranked people don't like Teo. The whole top-ranked doesn't like Teo. The whole media promotion, all them Evan Corns and all them, they hate Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? The Puerto Rican comment and Puerto Rican fans started hating Teo. You know what I'm saying? The black community within the YTBC, the fan, they started hating Teofimo Lopez because the racial undertones. So the black fans hated Teo. The Puerto Rican fans started hating Teo. Then recently the Canelo Alvarez fans started hating Teo. You know what I'm saying? So every entity is hating on Tio. You know what I'm saying? Then he got his things with the Turk. Then got his thing with and then the Devin Haney fans hate Tio, the Tank fans hate Tio, the Shakur fans hate Tio, the Ryan and the Tio fans are kind of like alike in certain ways, but you know what I'm saying? People just started dislike him, man. And I think that's the reason why most of the people in the panel just took him out. They didn't even want to give him on the pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to put him on the pound for pound list, but I think but they know he's old. He was at the time he was a pound for pound fighter, and that's why when Shakur Stevenson beat him, they praise Shakur Stevenson because they know, you know, that Tio was that guy. Fight Fury Films, colo 20 pesos, me dice. God bless you, my brother. Said it's professional. Boxing turning into amateur boxing, winning by points instead of taking risks, going for the knockout. What actually gets value? You know what it is? Because the money Mayweather set the tone. See, there's an evolution in the sport of boxing, right? And the evolution may not be athletically, it may be a mindset. So so think about it. So the pretty boy Floyd is what we want these fighters to be, right? Everybody, these fighters want to be like Floyd Mayweather, but the boxing fans be like, yo, before these fighters want to skip the pretty boy Floyd approach and want to go straight into the money made. But when money made, Floyd Mayweather made so much money and being more defensive, playing it safe, taking less risk. So what you think the fighters that's coming up, emulating and being influenced by Floyd Mayweather, how you think they're going to evolve to fight? Oh shit, I got to fight like this to be the richest boxer ever? Or this is how you get paid in the sport of boxing? So now you see the emerge of the Haney. I'm going to fight like Money May. Shakur Stevenson, my approach is going to be like Money May. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. I think that the judges should implement more on the hurt game. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always say how to judge a fight. You know, the 4 criteria, it gets clean, effective punches. I always say jab secondary, power punches is primary. You know what I'm saying? I think power punches has to be the most significant. It has to be the primary shit. I know they say it is, but it has to be the effective aggression and power punches have to be judged at the most high. That's how you're going to win fights in the pros. You know what I'm saying? I think the referee also, hey, we got to fight. Let's go. Yeah, pressure that shit. I don't give a damn. This is entertainment at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you, Fight Fury Films. Because to be honest, I said this. I was about to tweet this yesterday, and I'm like, you know what, man? I'm getting very underwhelmed, yo. I like boxing. I love boxing. I've been a boxing fan my whole life, but I get this period of time where I'm just like, I'm bored with this shit. I'll be honest, man. Boxing is kind of boring, bro. And if you follow the channel, you know I rarely ever say that. But it's getting to the point where it's just getting too used to of having these underwhelming performance on big fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the Bud Crawford performance versus Earl Spence because as a boxing fan and pugilists that always hear that boxing is dying, we need performance like Bud Crawford versus Earl Spence at the highest level when everybody's looking at the sport so they could be excited. If it wasn't for that performance, forget about the win. If it wasn't for the performance of Bud Crawford or Earl Spence, it never would have ignited Turkey Al Sheikh to believe that Bud Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez. It never would have translated to that. It's the performance, not the win. You know what I'm saying? I think we have a lot of great wins in this era, but we don't have elite, overwhelming performances. We don't have the performances that we look back and say, oh my God, I got to look back and see that. We don't. Look, I'm going to tell you like this. Tio, my guy, but the performance of Vasily Lomachenko, great win. Historic win. But was the performance is something that you go look back and be like, yo, I got to see that fight again. Teofimo Lopez versus John Taylor. Historic win of this generation. But was it a overwhelming, like, oh my God, like, yeah, me as a Teo fan, I'm like, yeah, I will see it again. But it could be easily like swept under the rug. Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Duarte. Oscar Valdez. I mean, do we look back at that fight? I forgot about that fight already. Devin Haney versus George Kambosos to become undisputed. I forgot about that fight already. Brian Oman Jr. versus Devin Haney. Yeah, the second round knockdown, but then throughout the fight, I forgot about the fight. Do I go back to see the fight again? There's a lot of great wins, but there's not a lot of great historic performance. See, historic performance is Hagler versus Hearn. That's why people talk about the Hagler versus Hearn, but it's only lasted 3 rounds. But nobody's gonna forget the Hagler versus Hearns. Great performance, historic performance. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman, historic performance. Never gonna forget about that. Even Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston. When the lights are bright and you say you special, show me that you special. Don't give me a special victory. Add it with a special performance. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez, Madison Square Garden, sold out. But let me tell you that I was there. That shit was quiet, bro. Yes. For a pugilist, we're like, wow. Okay, damn, Shakur Stevenson, jab. He just landed the jab at will. Damn, Shakur, Teofimo Lopez can't stop the jab, can't do nothing. But at the end of the day, it's not an overwhelming performance. It's not a fight that I want to look back. Hey, yo, people go look back at that fight just to listen to Teofimo Lopez Sr. in the corner. If anybody go back to look at that fight, it's to see Teofimo Lopez what he says to his son in the corner. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have enough electric performances. When the lights are bright, that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford. Historic win. But I don't want to see that fight again. Meaning, like, I don't go back and see, yo, let's watch that Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. No. And that's when the world is watching. I'm tired of knowing that when the world, because I'm a boxing fan, so I'm the guy in my crew or my friends that really don't watch boxing and be like, hey, yo, this is gonna be a good fight. That's when people be like, hey, yo, man, y'all heard that Ryan is gonna be fighting this guy. Ryan or Tank is gonna be fighting this guy. That's why a lot of people like Tank, because for the most part, Tank delivers. Whether you like it or not, for the most part, maybe not his last fight, for the most part, Tank delivers. Tank knocks out Ryan, big fight, sold out. Tank knocks out Ryan, big fight, sold out. Tank knocks out Rolly, big fight, sold out. Barclays Center. Tank versus Frank Martin, big fight, sold out, knocked out. Luis Santa Cruz, big fight, sold out. That's why people like Tank. And whether people like it or not, Tank delivers. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. So when Tank gets back in the mix, see, right now, these guys should be taking advantage right now. But as much as I see these guys, I'm like, yo, I can't wait till Tank comes back. See, Tank quenches the thirst of the casual and the hardcore boxing fans. And you can't deny that. We can't deny that. As much as we want to say, yo, Tank, man, we want to see you fight this guy and this one. These guys don't perform like Tank. They might have better wins, but in the end of the day, I want to fucking see entertainment. And to be honest, right now in boxing, I'm underwhelmed, bro. I don't see nothing special, bro. I'm not seeing it. I'm not hyped by it. I don't even want to tell other people, yo, don't waste your Saturday 2-3 hours and watch this fight. Because every time I say that to my people that they're not into the sport of boxing, but they're casuals and they hear a good fight, you know what they come back and say? Oh man, this shit was whack. Oh man, this shit was whack. Oh man, this shit was whack. I don't even want to hype other people to watch boxing. Tio put that audience to sleep to being punching bag. Be real. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. That shit was, yo, I was in the garden, bro. That shit was packed. It was electric leading. Yo, when Tio came out, his interest, yo, everybody was hyped. Yo, that shit was quiet for 36 minutes, man. Because at the end of the day, people are just watching the jab. But see, the purists is looking, oh, good jab. But in the garden, a jab is just a jab. It's nothing excited about it. People want to see power punches. No, there was no combination. Shakur didn't throw no combinations. Tio didn't throw no combinations. No stagger, no knockdown, no oohs and ahs, nothing, bro. Yo, I remember I went right to right there because I was waiting for my car. It was a line to get my car. So right away I went to the bar, gave me some calamari, and I was in a bar right next to the garden. Everybody was saying that shit was whack. Great historic win. But every single body that was talking about that fight was like, man, that shit was trash, bro. Boxing is whack. You had to only be a purist to understand. But boxing don't move with just purists. Boxing, the sweet signs was never meant to be boring. The sweet signs never meant to. If the sweet signs was boring, then boxing would have been the #1 sport in America at the time. It never would have been a major sport in the UK or nothing like that. The sweet signs is meant to be exciting. And right now we have too many underwhelming performances when the lights are bright. And I think, yo, you know what? I think it's a curse. I think the ring is something about the ring events that, shout out to Turkey, because Turkey is paying these dudes to go out there and perform and go all out. If you can't go all out with the money that Turkey is giving you and the platform that Turkey is giving you, what more? See, in this boxing, people like to criticize promoters and managers, advisors, but these fighters, your performance is gonna make Turkey say, I don't want to invest in boxing no more, bro. Good looking out there. Says, I think Devin supposedly broke ribs in his undisputed defense at 135. Man, that performance, look, there was a stadium, bro. It was a stadium, and everybody was bored, bro. To the next fight with George Kambosos and Devin Haney was in a small arena. It went from a stadium to an arena. If Devin Haney would have put a beating on George Kambosos and there was a rematch, the stadium would still be in place. Look at that Times Square card, bro. Look at that Times Square card. Turkey must have said, what the fuck I spent? I'd close Times Square, and this is the way you're going to perform, Ryan. You're going to run like that, Devin. I'm getting bored, to be honest, bro. And that's when I remember back in 2005, 2006, I said, you know what, I'm going to pay attention to the amateurs. And that's when I became a fan of Keith and Tom Thurman. That's when I became a fan of Gary Russell. That's when I became a fan of Deontay Wilder, the Charlo brothers. The whole, you know what I'm saying? The whole class, that's my favorite class. That class made me love boxing again. I was done with boxing. Keith and Tom Thurman to this day is the reason why I love boxing again. Keith Thurman is the reason why I love boxing again, because I stopped watching the pros. People want to be like, oh, yo, why you be liking Boo-Boo? Because Keith Thurman was my favorite fighter in the amateurs. And then this guy, Demetrius Andre, beat my guy. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is Demetrius Andre, bro? How the fuck he gonna be my guy? Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was beating Charles Hatley. Keith Thurman was beating everybody. Keith Thurman was knocking everybody out, breaking ribs in the amateurs, literally sending people to the hospital. If anybody knows Keith Thurman, and everybody was following the amateurs back in the days, Keith Thurman was sending people to the hospital, bro. People had headgear. Keith Thurman go to the body. He literally was sending people to the hospital. Literally. As anybody that knows Keith Thurman's stories in the amateurs, Samson was his name, bro. People used to call him Samson. He was breaking ribs, bro. And then this guy, Demetrius Andre from fucking Rhode Island, was beating my guy. That's how I became a fan of the. I said this guy has to be great, bro. He has to be because this guy was knocking everybody else out, right? So then when these guys became pro, if you notice my channel, if you familiar when I started my channel, I was talking about Keith on Tom Thurman. That was my shit when I started my channel. It was about Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen channels was talking about Thurman and stuff like that. And people was calling him an Oreo. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't black enough and he wasn't this. And I'm like, yo, man, let me tell you about Thurman. Let me tell you about, and that's when I started talking boxing on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in the same mentality. That's why I'm talking about, you know, some Jojo. You know what I'm saying? The 18-year-old heavyweight right now in Bulgaria representing USA. That motherfucker's gonna be the next one. Devin would beat Teo up worse than Shakur. I don't know, man. He gotta have his mental right, bro. He gotta want it, man. He gotta want it. I hope he gets to the mental where he wants it. You know what I'm saying? That, and look, a lot of people want to critique Deontay Wilder, man. Deontay Wilder, everybody knows Deontay Wilder's story. Deontay Wilder went into a boxing gym 2 years later, was in the Olympics. Deontay Wilder didn't even know how to box like that. And he brought us the bronze medal. I remember when Golden Boy Promotion signed him, and I was talking about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder used to rock the long shorts with the army fatigue sometimes, bro. And I say, yo, this guy is a freak of nature. I remember when Golden Boy Promotion signed him. I was so happy. But that was my class. That's my class. You know, I think that boxing. I'm about to start really talking about bare knuckle fighting because I feel like certain these boxers should go to bare knuckle. It's like look, Conor Ben gonna be facing Regis Prograis. I think that Conor Ben is gonna knock out Regis Prograis within 5 rounds. But I think that Regis Prograis could do very, very well in bare knuckle fighting. Just like Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring is doing this thing in bare knuckle fighting. Austin Trout is doing this thing in bare knuckle. This channel is going to turn half boxing, half bare knuckle. Because the thing is, I don't know a lot of guys in bare knuckle. So I when I do content, of course, I wanna talk about it fluently and really know who I'm talking about, what I'm talking about, because there's a lot of guys I don't know. So it's not as fun as me talking about it. But I'm in tune with bare knuckle just as much as boxing right now. And I'm going to start doing a lot of bare knuckle content because they exciting, bro. It's every fight, every blow, every punch, bro, is exciting, bro. It's exciting, bro. This boxing shit is getting too boring for me, man. It is, man. You know, it is. Lou. Good looking now with the super chat with the $2 at Fury, Wilder, Holyfield, Tyson, Gotti, Ward, Ruiz versus AJ. Yeah, man, I don't give a damn what they say about Deontay Wilder and shit like that shit. He gave me fucking Wilder and Fury 3. I think Wilder versus Fury 3, when it's all said and done, when this era is really, that's it, when Fury retires, Wilder, AJ, and all these guys retire, we really going to look back at that Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. That's the last classic heavyweight bout, bro. That's a classic. The more time goes by, I'm like, yo, that's a fight I could always go back and watch. Wilder versus Fury 3? Shit. The more time goes by, that's a classic. Y'all could talk about Deontay Wilder, you know what I'm saying? Watergate, Glovegate, I don't care. That shit was that was entertaining. That was entertainment. That's what we need in the sport of boxing. That was entertainment. If you didn't like Deontay Wilder, you respected him. Yo, you respected Deontay Wilder getting his ass beat in the third fight more than any of his wins. With that performance, look, these are the best performance. And this is the reason why Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis still going to be reigning supreme as the attractions of this era. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. Whether people like it or not, the Osterin, whatever, people ain't never gonna forget about that. You could go back on YouTube, you could go back to the highlights, and you could erase that shit from BoxRec. People going to watch that Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, and everybody in Barclay was entertained. Tank versus Ryan, entertaining. Fury versus Wilder, entertaining. Bud versus Spence, entertainment. These are the performances that's going to be carrying the era. You know what I'm saying? These are the performances. These are the performances. I like the Usyk and Danny Dubois. You know what I'm saying? But what other performances that has captivated the imagination and the emotions of the box of the sports fans? Yo, when Ryan beat Devin, even Donald Trump wanted to be with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was the #1 trending athlete in the world that week. Y'all know that? Not in America. Ryan Garcia was the #1 trending athlete when he put that beat down on Devin Haney. The #1 trending athlete in the world that week. And then they water it down with the, situation and shit like that. But what other performances? What other performances? You know what I'm saying? Like, I did like the performance of Jamel Charlo versus Castaño, the second fight, but I mean, it wasn't as, how you say it? It wasn't mainstream. Cotto and Margarita, that's two back. Let's talk about the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, the best performances. The big bad KO Wilder was crazy. That was out there in Saudi. And Saudi's not really their audience is lame. Nah, I'm talking about the last 5 years, not going all the way back to the fucking 90s, guys. The last 5 years. The last 5 years. Again, we have some great wins, but we don't have that. The performances are not really there. David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andre. I could see that fight, even if 6 rounds. David Benavidez and Demetrius Andre, that win was good. That performance was good. It was entertaining, bro. Demetrius Andre tried, but it was entertaining even watching him try. He was throwing bunches. He was throwing combinations. He tried. He tried to hurt David Benavidez. David Benavidez was just too much. He was the fucking monster. I think the Dimitri Bivol-Beterbiev was good for boxing, but it wasn't exciting. You know what I'm saying? 24 rounds. Can anybody show me a highlight of Dimitri Bivol and Beterbiev? You know what I'm saying? As a pugilist, you want to watch it, but it wasn't captivating. It wasn't like it didn't create new fan base. It enhanced the sport. He said, "You kill me with Andre, son." Why not? Why? You don't like the performance of David Benavidez and Demetrius Andre? You don't like the performance of David Benavidez? Shit, that's probably the last entertaining performance of David Benavidez. He said Margarito brought back boxing magic. Let's go. That's too long, man. That's too long. Roach versus Pitbull. Robbed. Nah, I think of the draw. I think it was a fair draw. It was a fair draw. AJ versus Andy Cruz. I mean, AJ versus Andy Ruiz. AJ versus Andy Ruiz. This first fight, I think people just didn't expect it. People didn't expect it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's needed, bro. That's what's needed in boxing. That's what's needed. As much as Shakur and Teo, put it this way. If you're beating somebody and you're like up 8 rounds, you're showing the world that you're levels above this other person. I want to see you take them out. I don't want to see you keep on doing the same thing for the whole 12 rounds. And I think that's what frustrates the fans. If you are showing that you're levels above your opponent by the damn 8th round, take him out. The boxing fan don't want to wait. It's going to bore them. It's not going to keep exciting them. You keep on doing the same thing. And I hate when fighters say, well, if I would try, then I would be stupid and they get knocked out. See, that you worried about getting knocked out. You worried that you can't step on the gas and you're going to be just as effective offensively and defensively. You're scared of getting knocked out. The thing about this era, they scared of the consequences of the backlash already. They don't go all out. They don't. That's one thing I could give fighters from back in the days. They fought without a conscience. I think these fighters today fight. They fight for the social media comments. They fight for it. Their approach is for it. What they going to say. So when you hear Shakur Stevenson, then people will say, so you're going by base of what people may say if you approach this fight like that and go all out, step on the gas and stop Teo. If your levels above him is an easy fight, is already an easy fight, that means you could. You know what I'm saying? Like Roy Jones just wasn't knocking everybody on the first round. Roy Jones was beating you, and he got to the point where he's like, I'm going to take you out. And he'll take you out in the 7th, 8th, 9th round. He'll play around with you. He'll show the world, I'm levels above this guy, and I'm going to take him out. That I like. Yeah, if you don't want to knock, the boxing fans used to get frustrated when Mike Tyson used to knock out people in the first round. Like, damn, already, man. I'll wait. I'll pay for pay-per-view. Shit, I remember people used to complain. The adults used to complain when I was young. Damn, we pay for pay-per-view, and Mike Tyson already knocked this guy in first round. People started saying, I ain't even gonna pay for it because I ain't gonna waste no 50, 49.99, 49.95 if you're gonna be knocking everybody else in the first round. That's when people started robbing the fights. Because they were like, yeah, ain't gonna, Julio Cesar Chavez, he'll break you down, then take you out. These guys will break you down and cruise. That's the difference. Why? These fighters will break you down today. These fighters will break you down and cruise. That's why people respect Tank. Tank will break you down and then take you out. He will break you down like Frank Martin, take you out. Break you down like Mario Barrios, take you out. Break you down like Rolly, take you out. Break you down like Leo Santa Cruz, take you out. He don't play around with his food for a whole 12 rounds. For the most part, he don't play around with his food. These motherfuckers play around with their food. Oh shit. All right, I'm a cruise to victory. I'm already beating Jose Ramirez. I'm beating him. I'm a cruise to victory. It does nothing for the sport. But anyway, folks, man. Again, I think based off should Haney give Teofimo Lopez a title shot? I think that Devin Haney should give Teofimo Lopez a title shot if he can't lock in a unification bout with Ryan Garcia. Manny Pacquiao was very fun. 5 Fury Films. Manny Pacquiao, he could be beating guys and he's still going to try to knock you out. See, that's one thing. Nobody could question the effort of Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao ain't never took nobody's money for granted, bro. Manny Pacquiao went all out. Manny Pacquiao it's not one round that you be like, oh, Manny Pacquiao's taking a round off. Manny Pacquiao never cheated the fans. And that's why Manny Pacquiao is appreciated by everybody, bro. And we seen him takes his wins and losses. Everybody appreciates Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao never cheated us out of effort. Never cheated us out of effort. Yo, let me tell you like this. A lot of people criticize Floyd Mayweather, but check that 12 round with Floyd Mayweather and Miguel Cotto. Check that 12 rounds with Miguel Cotto and Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was trying to take Cotto out. Floyd Mayweather hurt Cotto in that 12th round. As much as people always wanted to say that he's a boring fighter, blah, blah, blah. He tried to take out Cotto. When you press Floyd Mayweather enough, the door comes out, bro. The door see, that's Floyd Mayweather sea level. The sea level is, can you make the door come out? I'm going to adjust to this, I'm going to adjust to that, but when it's time for that door to come out, when Floyd Mayweather says, I'm going to F you up, Floyd Mayweather is going to F you up. That's one thing I like about Floyd Mayweather that a lot of people doesn't like giving him credit for. Floyd Mayweather had a killer instinct. You push Floyd Mayweather, if you push him enough, that door comes out, bro. Ask Chop Courtney. Ask Corrales. Ask Ricky Hatton. If you push Floyd Mayweather enough that he has no other choice but to dog it out, Floyd Mayweather will get the best out of you, bro. That Chop Courtney fight is fun to watch, bro. Yo, Pretty Boy Floyd was, man, that Gotti fight too. Yo, Floyd Mayweather threw everything in the kitchen sink. Floyd Mayweather's fun to watch, man. The more that's what Floyd Mayweather, the more year goes by, man, we appreciate Floyd. That's what a lot of people's talking about. I don't want to watch this two old guys, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao is still as entertaining as these young fighters right now. As a matter of fact, these fighters right now, they fight like an old Floyd. And if y'all want to fight like an old Floyd, these fighters today fight like Floyd Mayweather when Floyd Mayweather fought Andre Berto. If y'all want to fight like Floyd Mayweather, the 38-year-old Floyd Mayweather, I'd rather see the originator. That's why I'm happy about the Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather still throw as much punches or even more punches than the fighters today. In their last leg. I'd rather see the originator. I'd rather see Floyd. I'd rather see that old money made, the guy they used to call boring. I'd rather see the originator than these young fighters acting like they're old already, bro. Hey, Floyd Mayweather beats all these guys in the welterweight division right now. Right now, I got Floyd at 50 years old beating all these guys. I don't give a damn what anybody say. I'm convinced. You guys ain't special like Floyd. Not even old Floyd. Hey, Floyd looked at more sharp in the mid than all these guys right now. I got Floyd. Yes, I'm standing on that. I got Floyd beating everybody at welterweight right now. This Floyd Mayweather, 49-year-old, 50-year-old Floyd Mayweather beats everybody. I got Floyd. I won't bet against Floyd. And I got Manny Pacquiao winning too. Because these guys fight old. They don't fight young. They don't fight with that urgency and that killer instinct, and they want to take you out. They want to be electrifying. They don't fight like that. They don't care about us. I'm gonna tell you something about these fighters. I remember when we was interviewing Manny Pacquiao, and I was out there in Las Vegas, and I think it's on my channel as well. And Manny Pacquiao was like, "I fight for the fans. I don't want to give the fans a bad fight. I want fans to be entertained. I love the fans. I love to fight. I want to give the fans." And Manny Pacquiao, he's not lying. These guys don't give a damn how they entertain. They don't give a damn how we buy our tickets, how we fly out. They, you know the saying, a win is a win. That's their saying nowadays. Oh, que te metas ese win as a win por el culo tuyo. I don't want the win. I want to see how you're going to win. I want to see you show the effort. I want to see you say you great. I want to see great. They're the same thing in the women's section, right? Shout out to Clarissa Shield. Di go. ¿Qué tú estás haciendo? You're not the go. You're not the go to me. I want to see something special. You always say that you could beat up men, that you could beat up all these girls, you got the power and stuff like that, and then you give me 10 rounds. You got 3 knockouts in 3 years. No, Clarissa Shield, I want to see a damn knockout already. If you the quote, show me the quote. Show me something special. Not even 10 rounds. Another decisions. Give me something. Give me something that could be like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really start getting. I'm really gonna be very. I used to be critical of other people being too critical about, but shit, yeah, it's our hard-earned money. If you're going to promote to me, to buy a fight, and you're gonna say, I'm gonna knock this guy out. I'm gonna go, and then you go over there and don't even try. Tú me estás hablando mentira, mi hermano. You jerking me, my brother. You jerking me. So fuck you. That's gonna be my mode. I don't give a damn who you are, bro. I don't give a damn if I'm cool with you. If you telling me, yo, I'm gonna knock this guy out in 3 rounds, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. You don't have, I mean, if the knockout doesn't come, but if your approach is not what you selling me, your pitch, and I'm spend my money, mira, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you effing this and effing that. Y toda esa vaina, palomo, Yeah, because these fighters like to promote, but they promote something and then they come fight night. It's like you stealing from me, If you go to a restaurant and they tell you, you know what, if you go to, matter of fact, you go to Starbucks. If you go to Starbucks and you search and they promote that this is gonna be the greatest coffee that you ever tasted, This is gonna be the greatest coffee that you ever tasted. We got the best beans in the world and stuff like that. You go to Starbucks and what they do is microwave Coca-Cola and give it to you and say this is the best coffee in the world. You're gonna fucking smash that fucking coffee or that heated Coca-Cola up in the damn people's face. That's how I feel. At this point, that's how I feel. Oh, I'm gonna knock this person out. You better try that because that's what you're selling me. I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view. I'm going to buy the pay-per-view. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to the fight. I'm going to pay a flight, hotel, and ticket. And then when I see the fight, you're not even going for a knockout. Mira, the tigre. You're lying to me, okay? Don't lie to me. These fighters are lying too much. Yo, I'm going to put a hurt on this person. And you don't do nothing. Liar. These guys don't even know how to promote. I'm going to put a hurt on them. I'm going to show the world I'm the greatest. Get out of here, man. You boring ass fighters, bro. No wonder they say boxing is dying. It's boring, bro. Hey, yo, I'd rather... You know what's fun? I'm going to tell you what's fun. The YTBC. Us talking boxing, debating, arguing, coming up with content out of emojis, gossip. That's fun now. Yes, I said it. Gossip boxing is fun. But I've been in enough fights that I'm like this. In most boxing events for the past 3 years, I find myself like this. I'm bored, bro. I'll be honest, bro. I be sitting in my chair like this. Yo, I've noticed, to be honest, I never was like that. I used to be mad when people used to say that boxing is boring, that these fighters are bums and all that stuff. I be falling asleep in events. I'm dead ass. Yo, I be falling asleep. I be like this. I never did that before. Maybe because I've been to so many boxing events and stuff like that, but I be bored now, bro. That's why I don't go to too many boxing events. Now, to be honest, if Inoue was in America, I'm going to see Inoue, Tank, Virgil Ortiz, Ryan Garcia, Boots, David Benavidez. For the guys that's active, right? Because I got my favorites. I want to see Teo, what he's gonna do next. But even Teo didn't perform. He didn't perform his last fight. He didn't perform. He performed versus Barbosa, but he didn't perform. But I don't want to waste my time going to fights and fighters not gonna give their all, man. I'm tired of that shit, bro. because that's a waste of Saturday, man. I'd rather catch a highlight if there is any highlights. Yo, they don't. Yo, what's the highlight? What's the highlight of Bud versus Canelo? What's the highlight? Tell me what's the highlight. The only highlight of Bud versus Canelo is when Bud hit Canelo and Canelo goes like this and stood like this. Oh, that's it. What's the highlight of what's the highlight of Shakur and Teo? See, at least Ryan give me a highlight. Ryan me dio un highlight a mí. At least Devin versus Brian Norman Jr. give a highlight. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna turn this one off, man. Tomorrow we back at it. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I could. Let me see if somebody want to. If any of these. Hey, yo, shout out to my brother. Demetrius Andres' birthday. Happy birthday, my brother, man. Happy birthday, my brother. Hope you having a great time with family and your kids, man. Let me see. But anyway, man. Hey, yo, see, Keyshawn Davis is doing everything he needs to do, bro. Keyshawn Davis doing kick and all that stuff. But anyway, man, tomorrow we back at it. You already know it's Punch on Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. Shout out to everybody that smashed the like. Shout out to everybody also that send the donations, man, putting value to the work, putting value to the channel. I want to interview the next heavyweight great. Y'all already know, coming from Illinois and shit like that, doing this thing, man. 18-year-old phenom, man. For real, man. Shout out to Jojo, man. Incredible chant. And he's going to be an incredible talent, man, for real. Joseph Awinia. Joseph Awinia, yo, that kid is in. Yo, this kid right here, folks. He's the future, bro. I'm telling y'all, he's the future. He's the future. I want to get him in the chat. I want to get him in the channel and shit like that. Chop it up. This guy is like Larry Holmes and Evander Holyfield put together. He is the future of American heavyweight. We are good. UK, have your fun. This kid is going to be the man. He is going to be the king. He is a 26-time national champion, or 26 times. He's been winning nationals since 8 years old, folks. Since 8 years old, this kid, yo, by the time he's hitting like, yo, for real, like 20, you're going to see like at 21, 22, yo, he's a man-child, bro. He's a man-child, man. He's a man-child. Yo, watch. Anyway, man, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Love you. God bless. On to the next.